Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about angle of friction, angle of repose, the relation between them. Numerically, both are equal. The angle of friction and the angle of repose, both are equal because both are equal to tan of angle of repose and the tan of angle of friction, both are equal to the coefficient of friction. So both are numerically equal. Okay, then we discussed the acceleration of a block sliding down an inclined plane. Okay, the expression for it, and the work done in moving a block against the friction on a horizontal plane, then pushing a block on an inclined plane. Okay, on a rough, obviously it is a rough horizontal surface. So we obtained the expression for the work done. Okay, the last topic for the friction is necessary evil. Write the heading, friction is necessary evil.
बीच नहीं, दयाराम जी उनका भी आया था बीच में, वो आंटी।
Okay, friction is necessary evil means there are some advantages of friction and some disadvantages of friction. Advantages as well as disadvantages. Necessary means it has got some advantages and evil means it has got some disadvantages. So first we'll discuss the advantages of friction. That is, friction is necessary. Okay, with few examples we'll study over here. Your audio off, everyone. Okay, so advantages of friction where it is necessary, like in walking. Without friction, it would be very, very difficult to walk on a surface. So it helps in walking. In holding anything, pen, pencil, rubber, anything which you are holding is only possible because of friction. If there is no friction, like if the surface is very, very smooth, like the friction is reduced, then it would be very, very difficult to hold that thing. So in holding anything, okay, all the adhesives, they also work due to friction only. If there is no friction, no adhesive will work. So adhesives work due to friction only. If there is no friction, no adhesive, no thing would be stick to another object. Okay, it is only possible if there is friction. Okay, also in writing on the board with the chalk or writing on the paper with the pen, it's only possible due to friction. So in writing, it is helpful. Otherwise, we won't be able to write anything. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of friction. Whereas when it is evil, there are some disadvantages also. Disadvantages: friction produces heat. Okay, like when you rub your hands, some friction will be there and due to which heat is produced. Okay, but in the machinery parts where it produces heat, the temperature would be very, very high and the moving parts of the machinery, they may get damaged due to friction. So write the first disadvantage. As it produces heat, as friction produces heat, so in moving machinery parts, in moving machinery parts, they may get damaged, due to increase in temperature, Okay, also friction causes wear and tear of the surfaces in contact. Okay, any two surfaces which are in contact, there will be some wear and tear of those surfaces. For example, your shoes, only the heels of the shoes, after some time they get worn out. Why? Because of friction only. Okay, so where in the moving parts of the machinery where they are touching each other, there they will be worn out and that part will get damaged. So write the second disadvantage. Okay, as friction causes wear and tear of the surfaces in contact. As friction causes wear and tear of the surfaces in contact. So in the moving machinery parts, they may get damaged. Okay, also as the friction is producing heat, like the whatever input we are giving to any machine, some of the energy gets wasted up in overcoming the frictional forces, overcoming the dissipative forces like the frictional force, any other force. Why? Because that electrical energy will be converted into heat energy. So the efficiency of a machine will decrease due to this friction. So write down efficiency of a machine. Efficiency of a machine decreases. Efficiency of a machine decreases due to friction. Okay, so wherever it is disadvantageous, there the friction has to be reduced. Some methods to reduce friction. Methods to reduce friction. The first one is polishing any surface. By polishing, the surface will become smooth. Okay, and the friction reduces. So, polishing, by polishing a surface, the irregularities in that surface will be filled up and the surface will become smooth. Smoother the surface, less is the friction. So wherever it is disadvantageous, we have to reduce the friction. The first method is by polishing. Okay, then the second is by using any lubricants. By using lubricants. Okay, lubricants like oil, grease, etc. Okay, again these lubricants will make the surface smooth. Okay, that is the irregularities will be filled up and the friction, smoother the surface, friction will be reduced. So by using lubricants like oil, grease, etc. By using lubricants like oil, grease, etc. which makes the surface smoother, and reduces the friction. Okay, next method is polishing using lubricants. Okay, also we know that the rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. So whenever we have to slide a body, we can bring it to rolling. Why? Because the rolling friction, for example, there is a heavy box. You have to apply a lot of force to push that box. Okay, but if you put wheels below that heavy box, it will be easier to push that box. Why? Because when you put the wheels, rolling friction comes into play and rolling friction is always less than the sliding friction. So write the third. Okay, the three types of friction we had discussed: static friction, limiting friction and kinetic friction. This kinetic friction is of two types: sliding friction and the rolling friction. Okay, so in the third point you can write down kinetic friction. Kinetic friction is of two types: sliding friction and rolling friction. sliding friction and rolling friction. Write down as rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. As rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. So by using ball bearings, like in the cycle chain you must have seen, by using ball bearings, rolling friction comes into play. By using ball bearings or wheels, okay, you can write down by using ball bearings or wheels, rolling friction comes into play, which is less than the sliding friction. Rolling friction comes into play, which is less than the sliding friction. Okay, one more method is there, by streamlining. Now, what is streamlining? It reduces air friction. Okay, streamlining of any vehicle. Okay, now what is streamlining? Like you must have seen in case of aeroplanes, rockets, jets, or fast moving cars, their front part is pointed type. This is the front part. It may be a jet, it may be an aeroplane, anything. Okay, the front part is pointed type. This we call it as the streamlined shape. This shape is called as the streamlined shape. Okay, and this reduces the air friction. So by using streamlined shaped bodies, like in the vehicles, like in aeroplanes, jets, or the fast moving, the car racers, those who use the car, those cars are also having the pointed shape in the front, which is called as the streamlined shape, and this streamlined shape reduces the air friction. So write down in case of aeroplanes, rockets, racing cars, the front part is pointed, called as the streamlined shape, which reduces the air friction, Okay, so the air friction is reduced means the vehicle can move very fast, okay, and increases the speed of the vehicle, and increases its speed, Okay, so these are some of the methods to reduce friction. Okay, where the friction is necessary, there it is also necessary, there it is advantageous to increase the friction. Like at some places it is necessary to increase the friction. How can the friction be increased? By making the surface rough. For example, when the snow falls on the road, okay, the friction reduces over there, the friction has to be increased. So what is done? Sand is put on that. Why? Because the surface becomes rough and the friction will be increased. So at some places the friction has to be increased also where it is necessary. So write down methods to increase friction. Write down on snow covered roads, okay, sand is used to increase friction. Okay, so this was all about friction, which we have completed. Next, we'll discuss the dynamics of circular motion. Okay, some practical examples here we are going to study about circular motion. When the vehicle is moving on a curved road, what should be its speed? Okay, all these things we'll study in dynamics of circular motion. Okay, so in this, the first topic, very, very essential, is centripetal force. Centripetal force. Okay, in uniform circular motion, we have studied about centripetal acceleration. Okay, which is acting whenever the particle is in circular motion. A force acts, an acceleration acts towards the center of the circle, which we call it as the centripetal acceleration. If we multiply the centripetal acceleration with the mass of that particle, what do we get? We'll get the force, and such a force is called as a centripetal force. And the direction of this force will be along the direction of the centripetal acceleration. We know that the direction of the centripetal acceleration is towards the center of the circle. So the direction of the centripetal force is also towards the center of the circle. So that is why that it is termed as centripetal. Centripetal means acting towards the center. So whatever is the direction of the centripetal acceleration, the same is the direction of the centripetal force, that is towards the center of the circle. Okay, so any particle or any object moving on a circular turn, this is the force which is responsible to move it along a circular turn. Okay, so write down the force responsible to move a particle, or an object, along a circular turn, is called as centripetal force. Write down its direction is always towards the center of the circle. Its direction is always towards the center of the circle. It is given by mass given by centripetal force. Okay, F subscript we can write it as C, means it is the centripetal force, mass into mass of this particle into the centripetal acceleration. I think everyone knows the expression of centripetal acceleration. Sujal Sukheja, what is the expression for centripetal acceleration? You can unmute. Sujal Sukheja left the class or busy somewhere.
Oh, no, ma'am, I don't know.
You don't know. Who knows then? Gagandeep, do you know?
V square upon R.
No one knows.
V square upon R.
Yes, is equal to V square upon R. We have derived this expression by taking two triangles. It has come in the test also. So it is V square upon R. So the centripetal force is given by mv square upon R. Okay, another expression, V is equal to R into omega. So V square will be equal to omega square into R. Omega square into R square, 1 R cancels out. So it is also equal to, these are the expressions for centripetal force. mv square upon R or m omega square into R is the expression for the centripetal force. Okay, and this is the force which is necessary for any particle to move in the circular motion. So any particle moving in the circular motion, this force will be very, very necessary. Otherwise, the particle cannot move along the circular path. Any circular turn, this is the force which is responsible to move it on the circular turn, which is equal to mv square upon R or m omega square into R, and its direction will be towards the center of the circle. Okay, at any point you can see that it will be always acting towards the centripetal, acting towards the center of the circle. That is why it is termed as centripetal, acting towards the center, seeking towards the center. So it's called as the centripetal force. Okay, now some examples here we'll study. Okay, first we'll discuss the motion of a car on a horizontal circular turn. Okay, two, three examples here we have to study, which are given in the book also. So the first one is, we'll find out the expression of the speed of the car. What should be the maximum speed of the car on a circular turn? So motion of a car on a horizontal circular turn, horizontal circular road or circular turn. Okay, horizontal means the road is horizontal. It is not lifted from any side. The road is horizontal, but it is having a curved. It is curved. That is, it is having a circular turn. So let a car is moving on a circular turn. Okay, this is the circular turn. This is the horizontal road, and the car moving on it. Okay, the car coming in front. Okay, now let's see what are the forces acting on it. The first one, weight of the car acting at the center of gravity. Okay, the weight of the car plus the weight of the driver, wherever the center of gravity lies, they are the total weight. Weight is equal to m into g. Okay, this road will exert a force perpendicular to the road on the car, which is, we call it as normal reaction. Okay, as the road is not smooth, it cannot be a frictionless road. Obviously, there will be some friction. Okay, friction, the car is moving in front. So in which direction the friction is acting? Opposite to the motion. So this is the direction of the frictional force. Okay, now we know that on any circular turn, the necessary force is the centripetal force. And that necessary centripetal force, which is acting towards the center, which force is providing the centripetal force? This frictional force is providing the necessary centripetal force. Any object moving on a circular turn, the force which is responsible to move it on a circular turn is centripetal force, which is equal to mv square upon r. And we know that that centripetal force acts towards the center of the circle. Now, among all these forces, which force is providing the centripetal force? We can see that the frictional force is acting towards the center. So the frictional force provides the necessary centripetal force. Hurry up, draw the diagram and write down. Write one line. Then we'll find out the expression of the speed of the car. What should be the maximum speed of the car on the circular turn? Okay, there the speed limit on any circular turn. You may see that the speed limit is written over there. Okay, the vehicle cannot go beyond that speed. Otherwise, the vehicle will skid. So the maximum speed is given over there. Hurry up, draw the figure. A circular turn. Okay, the radius of the circular turn, let it is equal to r. Draw a car on the horizontal road. Draw the forces acting on it. Weight vertically downwards.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in a 3D diagram, the friction will be backwards, but in this diagram, it is.
See, you consider a three-dimensional figure. This car is coming in front. Okay, now
Yes.
here rear wheels and the back wheels, they will have a different friction. We are not going in detail about it. Okay, see the front one, the front wheel is going in the backward direction. So the friction will be acting in the forward direction, if you consider, whereas in the back wheel, it is in the opposite direction. We are not going in detail about that. Okay, already So frictional force, this is acting in the backward direction only, which will be, the car is, consider it to be a three-dimensional figure. The car is coming in front. Okay, so the frictional force which is acting, and it's a circular turn. So obviously it will be acting along that direction only. Okay, consider it to be a three-dimensional figure. It's not that what we have drawn on the board. It's coming in front, okay, and also the friction will act in different directions in the front wheel and in the back wheel. Okay, if it was the offline classes, we would have discussed in detail. Already you started your classes very late. Let's see how to finish the portion also. Okay, yes, write down. The necessary centripetal force, is provided by the frictional force, and hence is given by, what is the necessary centripetal force? mv square upon r is given by frictional force. Yes, frictional force we know is equal to mu into n. N is equal to, from the figure, the normal reaction is equal to mg. Mass of the car cancels off from both the sides. Okay, so v square is equal to mu r into g. So the maximum speed of the car will be equal to under root mu rg. This is the maximum speed of any vehicle moving on a circular turn. Using this formula, there the speed limit is calculated and put over there, that this should be the speed limit under root mu rg. So the maximum speed of the vehicle, it can be less than that. If the speed is greater than under root mu rg, the vehicle will skid on the circular turn. Okay, so write down. Yes, written.